What up, family? It's me, Rondough, a.k.a. Parnell Shuttlesworth, b.k.a. your mom's homie, a.k.a. Young Ash Ketchum. I gotta catch 'em all. F.K.A. Mr. Big Stuff. And my pronouns is Black Matrix. And I would like to welcome y'all to the Treehouse out of Chicago. This 77 Tree podcast in conjunction with the Bel Air Boys. Here we discuss wrestling and all things associated with it. Right now, I like to take some time and just say thank you for tuning in. And whether it's your first time checking us out or you've been here before, do me a favor, make sure that you're liking and that you're subscribed. Make sure that you're following whatever channel or platform you're checking us out on. We're available wherever you get your podcasts. Apple, Spotify, Google. We're on YouTube as well. I'll put all the handles in at the end of the episode. If you know anybody that might be interested in checking out, or anybody who's a wrestling fan that you think might dig the content, be sure to share that with them. It does wonders for us on this side, gives us the analytics we need in order to continue to produce the content that we know y'all checking for. So without further ado, let's move forward with the episode. Today, we are doing February 2026 episode of Monday Night Raw on Netflix. We're approximately 2 weeks away from Elimination Chamber, which will hail from Chicago, Illinois at the United Center, February 20th. Show is turning out to be a pretty decent card. They are currently holding Elimination Chamber qualifier matches. The winner gets to advance on to the Elimination Chamber. It's Triple H's favorite match, baby. The triple threat. He loves a triple threat. If you don't know, now you do. But let's move forward. Episode starts as every episode starts. We get shots of the stadium. We are in Memphis, Tennessee. We're at the FedEx Forum. We then see shots of Gunther making his way backstage. We also see Lyra and Bailey chatting it up in the back. We get a shot of Liv. She has an interview segment with Michael Cole later on. We also get shots of CM Punk with his wife, AJ Lee. AJ Lee is making an appearance on the episode. There's been a lot of talk about her being a full-time wrestler, but she's probably only been on TV 3 times since, I think, 1 match. So it's a lot going on with that, but it's good to see that she's here. But this just in, we like a minute and 12 seconds into this episode, and we going right into the yeet. Check it out. I've been an Uso fan since day one. I loved the bloodline stuff that was popping. I love even more the fact that Jay got the run he got when he was on his solo endeavors. It was a great look. My man got a run with the IC title. He got the heavyweight championship as well. Reinventing himself. It's hard for a tag team wrestler to branch out into singles territory and be prominent. It's hard for them to be victorious on their solo journey compared to their tag team. Sorry, I had a brain fart right there. But this yeet, I get it. And it's for the kids. Cena's gone. Somebody has to carry that burden. Somebody has to push that boulder up the mountain. Jay went and got him something that's going to last forever in the wrestling community. That yeet, that's the new what? And it comes with an entrance that's in the video game. So we coming from the concession stands. We got Jay and Jimmy making their way through the crowd to Jay's solo entrance. It's just me, Oos. Anyway. And this nigga keep grabbing people babies. Stop grabbing people's babies. No, that's how you get sick. All these little kids, snotty-nosed kids just all up in this. And they never yeet. At least yeet in unison. I don't want to hear it. If you gonna make me watch this a minute into the episode, y'all better coordinate the goddamn hand movements. Sorry for cursing. You see what it does? Anyway, they get to the crowd. They're trying to go off with the entrance, but thank God for Paul Heyman. He comes out, ladies and gentlemen. He yells that a couple times. We got it dead there. He cut the damn music. They cut the music off. The Vision began to cut a promo, or Heyman tries to anyway. Crowd won't let him talk. Logan Paul takes the mic. My boy got heat. It's not go away heat yet, but he is one of their greatest controversial wrestlers because he stays in the headlines, whether it's good or bad. And right now, he teeters. When he thinks he goes too far, he apologizes, and they always accept him back. They being the people. He's done stuff. Y'all know his history. I'm sure y'all follow him. I had to learn about dude, but anyway, he cuts his promo. They get into the ring. Austin Theory is going off about the fact that he got screwed over in his match last week. They basically trying to hold Raw hostage. Heyman is really just trying to get his squad into the Elimination Chamber. Adam Pearce comes out. He like, yo, let's talk about this in the back. We'll deal with it, diplomatically. They not trying to hear none of that. Heyman's like, look, we want Big Bronson in the chamber. Pierce like, if Bronson wants to be in the chamber, he gonna have to qualify like everybody else. So he puts him in a qualifying match. He gives him that. Pierce just want to get the show back going. Here comes LA Knight. Unbeknownst to me at the time, LA Knight has been feuding with the Vision for 6 months. Over 6 months. This feud needs to be done. They're going to drag this out to Mania. This is going to be an 8-month, 9-month feud by the time it's done. And again, I am sympathetic. I understand a lot of wrestlers went down. Seth, Braun, plans had to be changed. I like to think that they usually have a card in place for Mania by this time. I'm under the assumption that the fact that Seth Rollins, as well as Braun Breaker, both got injured back to back, threw all of their plans out the window. So you got to pivot. But an 8-month, 9-month mid-card feud that really just seemed to be stale at this current juncture. Yeah, it's stale to me. But he comes out, he begins to cut a promo on he being LA Knight. He's cutting a promo on the Vision. LA Knight, doing his thing, his rock mixed with Stone Cold. Him and Logan Paul throw some jabs back at each other. He called Logan Paul a broccoli-haired B-word. But on the reruns, they censored it out. So now it's no longer there. I thought that was weird. I watched it live. I watched it on reruns the following day, but now they blacked it out, so you don't hear the B word. All that was done just to start a 6-man tag match. LA Knight with the Usos versus the Vision. We get right into this match coming back from break. The Vision and LA Knight, this is mainly the feud for them. During this match, Knight took the majority of the punishment, which makes sense. You want to get Jay the hot tag. You could give it to Knight as well. Jimmy did get in and get some good offense, but we all know why Big Jim here, respectfully. Austin Theory gets at Jimmy. Bronson and Theory worked extremely well together. And in this match, we got the opportunity to see Bronson really get released from the strains they had him in. They pushing Ozilla as a beast, and I think it's not a necessity at this point. There's no reason Bronson Reed should be playing second or third fiddle to any other wrestler because he is a very high mid-card, potentially lower tier main eventer. But you got to build him up. During this match, Bronson was able to display the power and speed that he possesses. So just a quick summary. The Vision put boots to ass on LA Knight. He gets the hot tag to Jay. Jay gets in. He hits the back it up. I believe it was Logan for a near fall. Hits the spear. Goes for the cover. Bronson breaks up that pin. Things break down. They get outside. LA Knight hits the BFT on Theory outside the ring. On the rebound, as he's getting up from the ground, Bronson just runs through LA Knight. Yeah, through the barricade. Jay and Jimmy in the ring with Logan. They super kick him. Hit him with the 1D. Goes for the pin. Bronson breaks the pin up. At this point, Bronson Reed takes over the match. He hits a big dive to the outside on both Usos, taking them both out. Or, I apologize, he hits it on LA Knight. No, he hits it on both the Usos. Then he throws Jim in the ring. Jim takes the titanium punch from Logan Paul, which I get it. I'm not a fan of that move. The big dog, my apologies. The tribal chief, he's got the punch. Big Show was, the first one with the punch. He hits Big Jim with the titanium joint. And if it's such a big deal, why you just don't throw it earlier in the match? If it's that deal, why you just won't throw it as soon as the bell rings? Anyway, weak-ass finisher. Bronson climbs to the top rope. The weather about to change. Tsunami! 1, 2, 3. The Vision picked up the victory. Big Jim took the pin. Afterwards, Vision celebrating in the ring. Logan Paul comes out, grabs the headset from Michael Cole, and proceeds to try to berate him, which blew my mind because I'm like, dude, you're on the headset, so what you're doing is you're talking to us in production, us being the television audience. The fans in the arena can't hear you. So that was just whatever. I didn't think that was necessary. It just okay. So it was something because originally I'm like, yo, you can't be grabbing Cole like that. So when I saw it, it did connect. It drew me in. So now I'm watching what he's saying, but he's talking, and out of nowhere, the masked man comes, stomps Logan Paul into the announcer's desk. He looks, pauses for a second, and he skedaddle up out of there. Now, obviously, the masked man currently is Grayson Waller. What they're probably going to do is keep this masked man as a secret up until Elimination Chamber. I'm sure he'll show up then, and maybe we'll get a reveal. Maybe. I know I've heard rumblings about Seth Rollins has been back in the gym. So maybe his return is sooner than they expected. But currently, they're dragging this out. I'm sure it'll culminate at Elimination Chamber so we can move into WrestleMania with a storyline. But I'm almost done with this masked man stuff. I wish it would be like a conglomerate. If it was a group of disgruntled wrestlers, like how NXT had them young dudes a few months ago. Not retribution. But yeah, that's what's going on with that. X-Man gets up out of there. Vision stand ringside and try to get him to come to the ring. But he ain't. He out of there. Next, we get a shot of the Elimination Chamber qualifier matches for the following Raw, which will consist of Raquel Rodriguez versus Io Sky versus Kairi Sane. And for the man, we got Bronson Reed, Jey Uso, and El Grande Americano, De Original. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to say for the Raquel, Io, and Kyrie match, my pick would be Raquel. Currently, Rhea is already qualified for the chamber. Do you want your tag team champions in the chamber together? Unless you're going to start the dissension storyline, no. And you're probably not. That only works if you turn one of them heel. You put them both in a match, you do an accidental or a roll-up pin, maybe. But I would just nix all of that. I'll put Raquel in it. She's been a workhorse this past year. She's earned that slot. Io and Kyrie, because they got their things with the Kabuki Warriors. Rhea and Io let that do that thing. As far as Bronson, Jay, and El Grande, I would like to see Bronson, but that's not going to happen. You got to yeet at the PLEs. You got to yeet at the PLEs, man. You know it's going to be Jey Uso, whether it's a roll-up or a straight win. Jey Uso will be going to the EC, whatever he say. All right, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, backstage you get Adam Pearce and a stagehand examining a giant human-sized crate that says deliver to WWE, do not open until February 28th, 26th, which is the Elimination Chamber. Quick comedy spot. Pierce just like, look, get it out of here. Send it to Aldis. Let him deal. El Grande Americano Dos pulls up. He cuts his promo in Spanish, like LA Spanish on top of that. And he's like, yo, you gave the other dude a match. I need something. Let me get an IC title shot. Pierce like, look, I'm not just going to give you a title shot, but I'll put you in a match to qualify. You beat your opponent, you can get a shot. He's good with that. Coming up next, we have a promo. Natty, Bailey, and Asuka. These three women are the next contestants on the Elimination Chamber qualifier match circuit. Another three-way winner gets a shot in the chamber. They are pushing Natty's new MMA character, finally, late as ever, but at least it's a change. They need to do better with the presentation. I will gladly admit that. Bailey, she bounces around. One day she's doing the schizophrenic thing. Next, she's just doing a straight-up wrestler. Like, I don't know what to do with it. I don't know what to do, but I don't see her winning. Asuka, potentially. Asuka's Asuka. I mean, what can you say? She'll give you a great match regardless of her position on the card. Obviously, she's legendary. She's a draw, big name. So that could be the position. That could be the slot. Essentially, any of these women could be the winner of this match. But we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll go into that match and continue on with the episode. I was actually surprised by it. So give me a second. We'll get right back to it. Y'all hang on. And we're back. Let's continue on with the episode. So right now we're going into the Women's Elimination Chamber qualifier match between Natty, Bayley, and Asuka. They used this match to show off more of Natty's MMA persona, her more aggressive style of wrestling and fighting. It matched up really well with Asuka, in my opinion. Natty hit a Mexican surfboard on Bayley that was wild looking. Bayley did get some offense in. She got a flip over power bomb onto Asuka. Natty slingshot Bayley into the ring post on the outside first. Bayley was going for her baseball slides, when she slid under the ring post through the corner. Bayley was elbow dropping like a summer in this. Like, she hit like 3 for sure, maybe 4 elbow drops during this match. Do my girl need to revamp her moveset list? Because she hit an elbow drop earlier on Natty, only got 2. Asuka was on top of the rope in the corner. Bayley put Natty in a trio woe in that same corner. Hit a springboard elbow on Natty. Bounced off the rope, hit an elbow. That's 2. Then she hit a superplex on Asuka, went for the pin, Natty broke it up. Bayley hit another elbow drop. Only got the 2. Natty broke the pin up. Natty and Asuka, they going back at it again. Asuka tried to put Natty in the Asuka lock. She reversed it though, rolled her up into a pin, got the 2 count. Natty hit a power bomb on Asuka that was something vicious. Now, if this what we doing, let's go. Cause that power, she stacked her up with that one. Only got the 2 though. No, went into the sharpshooter. I apologize. Went into the sharpshooter. Bayley came running through with the knee on Natty though, broke that up. Grabbed Asuka. Asuka hit a hip attack on Natty to knock Natty out the ring. She turned right into a belly from Bayley. Belly to belly from Bayley. Natty trying to get back on the apron. She gets knocked off again by Bayley this time. When she coming back off the rope, wrap her up, put her in the Asuka lock. Nowhere to go. Asuka taps her. So Bayley tapped out. Asuka wins. Asuka's going to the Elimination Chamber. They, in a way, protected Natty, kept her because she was out the ring, so she couldn't get to the. I could dig that. It keeps her kind of strong. Makes Bayley. It leaves her in that limbo. Like, Bayley's going to be stuck in that tag team division section for a while. After the match, Natty's going up the ramp only to get accosted by Maxine Dupree. Maxine, who was recently trained by Natty, they now have this beef, this rivalry that nobody asked for going on, probably culminate in a WrestleMania match. First night, first match. What if they pre-show it? Oh my God, yeah. That's a thing that's happening. Maxine has gotten she's gotten much better. She's gotten a lot better in the ring. She held it down while other wrestlers were injured. The women's roster at that time was kind of thin. Naomi had just left with her pregnancy. Again, things happen and plans have to change. Being WWE, they gave us this product out of order. It's essentially, they debuted a TV show, but they gave us the episodes out of order. Maxine was going for the belt against Becky. She wasn't ready. She needed to train. She went to train for a week. She came back the next week, won. The week after she won, they then show us the training montage video for 2 weeks in a row, at least. I think the third one was when she actually went up against Natty, but by this time, it didn't make sense. He should have showed us the training montages first, and then you go into the match for the belt, and then you go into the run, and then you go into the jealous teacher, and then they did it backwards. So I don't. And she only has like 5 moves, and her new style of cutting promo where she yells "break her ankle" is not working. It needs to, like, I rock with her. I do. That style of character isn't for her, respectfully. Backstage, we get Adam Pearce talking to Obafemi, trying to convince him to come over to Raw. Obafemi will look at the contract and think it over. I really enjoyed the character of Obafemi. I cannot wait till he gets to whichever roster he goes to. Backstage, Oba runs into Rusev. And the first thing I noticed, as I know all of my true wrestling fans noticed, he had on the Happy Rusev Day shirt. If they don't bring back Rusev Day, why is he even here? That's what we want. Batista voice. Give me what I want. Straight up. You want to give him and secondly, he needs to be winning like, stop main eventing my boy, man. Give him real victories. Put him on the roster. Give him that run against Obafemi. Let them do a best of 3. Give Rusev some wins, man. If he's a heel, let him cheat. But God, you can't have somebody like that on the roster not doing nothing. The gimmick he was doing in AEW, forgive me, when he was Miro in AEW, look up, if you haven't seen it, look up some of the cons. He did 2 different characters in the small amount of time while he was over there. It was one where he was playing he was a big video gamer, and he was that's why his move is now, that's why he yells game over when he get ready to put the his finisher on. Because when he was over there, he started game over and put him in that camel clutch. I can't think of what he called it, the accolade. And then he started doing this gimmick where he was calling himself the Redeemer, where he was like one of God's disciples, and he was here on earth to do God's bidding. He was here to do God's will, and he was mixing scriptures, and it was cold. I'm like, okay, yeah. But I guess backstage politics wasn't working for my boy. I said all that to say Rusev has the chops. You have to, he's a peacock. You gotta let him fly. You gotta let him spread his wings. If you know, you know. But where do you think Obafemi should go? Where would you want to see Obafemi line up? Would you want to see him on Raw, or would you want to see him on SmackDown? I'll probably make that a poll, but comment in the comment on that. Or leave a comment. That's what I meant to say. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Which show would Obafemi go to? Which one do you think he should go to? Javon Evans is on Raw. The Lemon Pepper Stepper is running SmackDown right now. I wouldn't even, he's up next. What they say in baseball? He on deck. He on deck. He on deck. That boy up next for real. He been killing it since he moved up to the main roster, and he ain't even know it. All right, continuing on. We coming back from break. We got the Liv and Dom interview with Michael Cole. During this interview, they're asking Liv, has she made a decision? If she's decided which champion she's going to challenge. And it's a troll because she hasn't yet. But then out of nowhere, Stephanie back here interrupts the interview and begins to cut a scaling promo in Spanish to Liv, ignoring Cole, ignoring the cameras. So Dom begins to translate for Liv in real time. And the stuff that she says, basically, I'll give you a quick overview. She says, Liv, you think you had to work to get what you got? Nah, WWE has given you everything. You've got the best trainers. You've got the best conditions. You've got the best medical staff. I'm from Chile, where wrestling don't even exist. I had to grind and fight for everything to get where I am. You think you're the best? Like, you think you're good enough? Like, you're not. Way better. I'm greater. It's a part of me. If you pick me, it will be your end. You will not win. But I want that. Because you got to hide behind Judgment Day. You got to hide behind a man, not me. So pick me if you want to. Paraphrasing, of course. Boy, as Dom is real-time recording this, real-time translating this for her, she begins to break down. She begins to cry. I don't know. It looks like it might be a double turn. Currently, Stephanie is a face. Liv is a heel. Liv's going to get cheered regardless, and I think it's just because she's her. Because the stuff she's saying should get her booed, but she doesn't. She's got Dom. Everybody's cheering Dom. I think she's getting... So this might have been the seeds being planted for a heel turn for Stephanie and a face turn for Liv. Liv does better work as a heel, but I don't know. We're going to wait and see what happens. We'll see how they play it out. After that, We get CM Punk making his way to the ring. Look in my eye, what do you see? Ah. He comes out and cut the same generic Punk promo he'd been cutting since he's won the belt. And as an advocate for CM Punk, I have to say this new corporate man Punk is not for me. Again, if you would have been able to see CM Punk in AEW, it was like a continuation from Punk after the pipe bomb. That's why it didn't work, because he blurred the lines, and he was really like that in AEW. This is what y'all want, and I'm gonna give y'all what y'all want. Everybody wasn't going for that. But he comes out and, goes on about being a fighting champion. Then we get Finn Balor's music. Finn's making his way down. But we also got Dom and JD with my boy. So it's 3-on-1. They make references about how Punk potentially could be jeopardizing the Mania event, because for WrestleMania, a 2-night event, there is currently only one match slated. And it's the last match on the second night. Bet money. Roman ain't pulling double duty this year. He not fighting Cody this year. So, opinion based, I think Punk is trying to get in Finn's head. I don't think he wants the best version of Finn, but Punk is the master manipulator. I think he's just playing mind games with Finn. He don't care about the outcome. If he leaves Judgment Day, so be it. But during this, Finn's like, look, I had you beat. You keep calling yourself the best in the world. To be the best in the world, you got to fight in Japan. To be the best in the world, you got to have fought over in Europe. You had to wrestle with some of the greatest luchadors of all time in Mexico. Then you got to come to Raw your first night and beat Roman Reigns. That's all stuff Finn done it all. Finn's like, look, I want you to understand that you're not jeopardizing the Mania match, because when I beat you, I'll be in the Mania match, the real best in the world. Punk say, look, I know who you were, but the Judgment Day and these guys just bringing you down. You would think that that you would build them up, but it's the opposite effect. Punk then proceeds to punk Finn in the Judgment Day. Turns his back to him. In this instant, usually they would jump him, but he did that playing mind games with Finn. He doesn't want the 3-on-1, but he know if he can manipulate Finn enough to make this just a 1-on-1 situation, we can really see who's the best in the world if you feel like. Judgment Day does not jump him. Finn holds them back. Punk leaves the ring, throws the mic at Finn. That shit was not called for. Sorry for cursing. I didn't like that. He didn't have to throw the mic. That's Punk going off script. After that, we get replays of Nia and Lash Legend going up against Rio. Remember, Rio is Rhea Ripley and Io Sky collectively. They then have Byron Saxton interview Rio. They're asking them about their chances at Elimination Chamber. With Rhea being in it already and Io having her match next week, they could potentially meet up. But currently, the women aren't worried about that. Kyrie and Asuka interrupt, and then they begin, or I should say Kyrie begins to let them know it's nothing to worry about, because Asuka will be winning. This whole sensei and student situation they have with Asuka and Kyrie is cute. It works. Kyrie's acting is top notch. It is Lyra Valkyria good, baby. She's terrified of Asuka, but she will uplift her teacher at all times. Asuka cuts her little promo in Japanese and then walks off, and Kyrie balls up like nervously, and Io's like, Kyrie, and Asuka's like, hey! And Kyrie jumps and she skedaddles up out of there. Oh my God, it's like Jackie Chan movies before 92. It's like that type of good. If you know what I mean, then you know what I mean. I promise you I'm not sending you off. Next, we going into the qualifier match for the number one contendership for the IC title, which is held by Dominic Mysterio, who's just returned back from injury. We have El Grande Americano Dos, who will be going up against Penta. I bet you didn't think that was going to happen. I like the fact that Penta is getting a lot of shine. That's the way it's supposed to be. His brother Ray ain't getting the same love. I'm not sure why or what happened. Something we definitely need to look into. But for this match, we'll break it down after this break. Y'all hang tight. And we're back. Yes, sir. Let's move forward with the episode. So now we're going into the IC qualifier match. Winner of this match gets a shot at Dominic's Intercontinental Championship. It is El Grande Americano Dos versus Penta. Penta is a very good wrestler. I watched him from AEW. He obviously has been on the independent scene. I didn't find out about him until AEW. Penta has a super long entrance to the start of this match. It is extremely long entrance. They start off with a slap fight. Penta hit a big backstabber on El Grande. They putting Penta over tough with his background, where he's come from, how far he's made it, his independent rise through the wrestling ranks. They was really talking him up. El Grande is over crazy in AAA. Over in AAA, he is cheered while the original is booed. I gotta catch footage of that. I keep hearing about it. It's something I gotta see. Now, El Grande put this move on, and I don't know how to say it. It's in Spanish. La Cavarina, Naria? I don't know. But that move is essentially looks like a surfboard, but it's like you're in a seated position. It was a tough looking move. It's a submission. Penta manages to escape. El Grande hit a Death Valley driver for a 2 count. Penta hit his Penta driver, but he only gets 2. Rayo tries to distract, and El Grande headbutts Penta, but only gets the 2. After which Bravo tries to hand him the metal plate, but he gets caught. He gets yanked and pulled underneath the ring out of nowhere. He was supposed to distract the ref. El Grande Dos is looking, trying to figure out what happened. Out from under the ring, El Original El Grande Americano, distracting El Grande Dos in the ring, which allows Penta to hit a springboard Mexican destroyer and pick up the victory. That move was so wild. I don't know if I've ever seen that. He bounced off the bottom rope, turned flip, caught El Grande Americano Dos, and then hit the Mexican destroyer all in one motion. Get him out of here. Penta gets a shot at Dom's title. That's the match I want to see. 2 big luchadors. They are both big luchadors. This should be a good match. I guarantee you did not think of it. Here's the kicker. You have to now start acknowledging the fact that Dominic Mysterio is a good wrestler. I did not say great. He is better than better. He's over. He has the look, and he's gotten better every year since we've been watching him. 2018, 2019. He legitimately grew into this character, and he can go now. Tell me Rey Mysterio Jr.'s son and Penta is not a good match. Dominic and Penta is going to be a good match. Afterwards, we get a backstage segment with the Judgment Day. Dominic sends the ladies home. He like, we got it. I got my boys here, don't worry. Meanwhile, Dom and Finn are disagreeing. Finn was like, yo, why we didn't just jump Punk? We had the chance, we had the numbers. Finn's like, nah, that's not what we're doing. Like, I need to do this by myself. He's like, that's why I came back, to help you win the belt, to help you become champion. Let me help you. Whole time, Dom like, yo, guys, I got a match tonight. We need to, like, the strategy. Guys, they not paying Dom no attention. Finn like, I got to do this on my own. And JD's like, all right, then fine. And he storms off. I know that's a horrible Scottish, cheese and crackers. But hey, that's all I got. Anyway, they both storm off in opposite directions, leaving Dom looking like, guys, I got a match tonight. We next get AJ Lee coming out to cut another promo on Becky, or shall I say on Becky Boo Boo, because that's what AJ Lee is now calling Becky. AJ, what I'm starting to realize, and I'm a fan of hers, respectfully, she's an acquired taste. If you remember her from when she was here, you can appreciate what she's doing. If you were a fan, even more so. But I speak for like the casual fan, and I'm glad she's sticking to her gimmick. But you want to say it's dated. It works. It's working. But I don't know. I felt some kind of way at first. But now, after rewatching, that's what I'll say. When I first watched it, I was like, you know what? This is dated. I'm not really into this. This seems like something that would have worked 10 years ago. I've rewatched it 2 or 3 times since. I appreciate it differently now. It works, and it works, and it's what needs to happen. With this feud between these two ladies, AJ Lee comes off as the calm, level-headed female, and Becky is having a nervous breakdown. I don't want to say I was looking at it from a hater's point of view, but one thing I have a problem with is these older wrestlers or part-timers when they come in. This segment with AJ and Becky could have gone to Kalani Jordan or Kiana James or Soruka. There's so many women on the roster that are scratching and clawing for time, for matches, and it's not like before. One thing I will acknowledge, because it's definitely true, AJ Lee was part of the beginning of the real woman wrestler. AJ Lee was not out here dancing in no nightgowns. She was a real fighter. She's a real wrestler. Beth Phoenix, real wrestler, real fighter. Trish Stratus made the transition, became a heck of a wrestler. But I digressed. I got off track a little bit. AJ Lee talks about Becky, talks about how she paved the way for the division, talks about what could happen if she wins after she beats Becky for the title. Becky comes out, goes on about being the best, berates the city, gets in AJ's face, but AJ is daring Becky to hit her. The crowd was chanting to whoop that trick for some reason. I didn't understand that. Becky is real life losing her mind in front of our eyes. She won't hit AJ because she believes that AJ wants her to hit her. So AJ can then claim she was not 100% when they have their match at Elimination Chamber if Becky is to beat her and win. She thinks that AJ is thinking that much, that far ahead. Like, it's radical. But again, if you're not a fan, you're not going to even take the time to dive that deep into it. It clicked like that for me when I watched it. I knew what Becky was doing. Becky's doing great heel work. She's doing the Trump thing. She's doing the conspiracy angles. It's working, and I love it. So Becky refuses. She says she doesn't fight in Memphis, gets the TF up out of there. Great segment. Great work on the story. Stage, Pierce runs into the vision. There he's snapping. He like, how y'all gonna let that happen to my brother? Who off the man? What? I'm like, oh my God, shut up. It ain't your brother. He has a real brother. Anyway, they like, Heyman like, yo, get him out of here, get him out of here. He tries to leave. He can't get through the door. Open the door. Was somebody on the other side holding it closed so Theory couldn't get out? What's that about? But he said it like 2-3 times, and I remember thinking like, what's that? Like, why would you just walk off camera there? But yelling, that was hilarious to me. Heyman tells Pierce, look, you need to fix this. Bronson like, don't worry about it. I'll take care of it. He gonna fix it. Afterwards, we get an AJ Styles video package. They're going to do an AJ Styles tribute show when they hail from Atlanta, Georgia. That's going to be something to check out for show. Because that could go either way. I'm excited for that. But next, we have our main event. Dominic Mysterio, Javon Evans, and Gunther going at it. The three men are embarking in the Elimination Chamber qualifier match. Winner gets a slot. We're going to take a quick break, then we're going to come back and break down that main event. Best of our abilities, at least. Y'all hang tight. We'll be right back. And we're back. Yes, sir. Let's close this out strong, you feel me? For the main event, we have the men's Elimination Chamber qualifier match. It is Javon Evans versus Dominic Mysterio versus Gunther. Each man gets their entrance to the ring. They start the match off really. Gunther chops Javon with one of them big Gunther slaps. Dom is trying to avoid Gunther. He's just running away. Love Dom's character. The work that he's put in. Like, Dominic Mysterio, when he first got to wrestling, was a little chubby Nepo baby. He's reinvented himself, and the character he's now portraying, Chef's Kiss, it is magnificent work. He is the perfect, and it's not even a carbon copy. He's the perfect iteration of a version of Eddie Guerrero for this generation. Whoever had that plan for him deserves a raise and a seat at the big table. So anyway, I digress. Gunther lets Dom get some hits in because Dom trying to run and hit and hit him and run, but he ain't going for that. Dom chopping Gunther, nothing happens. Dom chopping Gunther, nothing happens. Gunther chops Dom and lays him out. That chop put Dominic on his back. Javon gets in. He fires off a drop kick, hurricane on Dom. Gunther catches Dom, throws him into the barricade, and then they on the outside scuffling. Javon flips over the corner and the post lands on top of them. Javon and Dom, they go back inside the ring, which is the smarter play. There's no way, unless they're going to team up together to take on Gunther, you might want to worry about the least threatening individual. Dom goes for the 619. Gunther stops him, catches him, puts him in a sleeper. He escaped, though. Von kicks Gunther, hit him with some tornado spinning back kicks. Gunther put the sleeper on Javon. Chops him, hit him with the power bomb. Only gets the 2. Now Gunther in control. Gunther just big chops on Javon. Big chops on Dom. Big chops on Javon. Big chops on Dom. Javon keep fighting, though. He catches Gunther with a kick to the back of the head. Hit the red dot on drop. Gunther slaps Javon on the back, but the rebound kick catches Gunther. Then he catches Gunther with a running knee, only gets the 2. Dom goes up for the frog splash, but he misses. Javon rolls out, big splash on Gunther, but Javon catches him, puts him in the sleeper. Javon goes for the OG cutter, but Gunther catches him in the sleeper. Dom breaks it up with a big frog splash. Then Gunther blocks the 619 with a big clothesline. Dom goes for the hammer, the little ring bell hammer. Javon put a sleeper on Gunther. Wasn't gonna do nothing. Gunther goes outside. He go grab the ring hammer. He grabs the ring hammer like he gonna use it on Dom. And out of nowhere, Dragon Lee comes, rocks Gunther's bell with the ring bell. Now he's out of commission. Dom goes to hit the 619 on Javon, but he misses the frog splash. Javon rolls out the way. Javon hits the top ropes for the OG cutter. 1, 2, 3. Javon Evans wins. I was caught by surprise with this one. I did not expect him to win. No exaggeration. I'm glad he won. That's how you mix it up. So now, if I'm not mistaken, it's Cody, Randy, LA Knight, and Javon Evans. I might be missing one, and it's bad. It's Charlotte, Asuka. I gotta double check. I forget who it is already, but the card is coming together. I should probably have that info, but hey, there's a lot going on over here, man. But that was the episode, February 16th, 2026. Monday Night Raw on Netflix. Decent episode. I mean, SmackDown has been the hotter show. So I'm going to do a SmackDown review later on and get that posted up ASAP because I did not know they was moving the way they moving over there now. I like it. I'm going to hurry up and close this one out because I got so much going on. Check it out. If y'all like the content, you know where to find us, 77 Tree. We're available wherever you get your podcast at, Apple, Google, Spotify as well. We're also on Apple, Google, Spotify. We're on YouTube. I'm posting them on YouTube. Rondough 023. You know, we out here, baby. If you know anybody that's interested, if you like the comment, make sure you give us a review, rate us, share, follow, subscribe. Does wonders for us, baby. This is gonna be a quick one, but y'all already know who I am. I'm Rondough, aka Parnell Shuttlesworth, BKA your mom's homie, aka Young Ash Ketchum. I gotta catch 'em all. FKA Mr. Big Stuff. And my pronouns is Black Matrix. Thank y'all for tuning in. I'll see y'all later on, baby. Sorry for the wait.